Welcome to Texas Ranching. Today we're going to be changing the oil in the Massey 2606H. So changing the oil works on all the 2600H models. So what you're going to need 9.5 quarts of 15W30, which equals 2.375 gallons. So this is a 3-gallon pack that I bought. You're going to need a measuring cup because it's not exact. That's not exactly 2.375. You're going to need your oil filter, some gloves if you want, oil filter wrench, and also a 5/8 wrench, along with some kind of oil pan or drain bucket to drain the old oil out. So another thing I did, I turned the tractor wheel where the oil filter was, and basically, for me, a 5-gallon bucket fit perfectly under there. So I'm going to do this side first with the oil filter. I'll let all that drain. And because there's that little V shape right there, there's 2 drain plugs. So I'm going to drain this one and this first. Then I'm going to move it to the other side and drain the rest of the other. Couple safety things. Turn the tractor off. Probably want to pull the key, like just in case, whatever. Parking brake, get it on a solid surface, drop all the attachments. I'm also going to take this oil fill cap off so that it can get more air and it flows out faster. Alrighty, so we got our bucket in place. Just gonna get my glove on because I just hit the start video. Alrighty, so now that that's on, I'm just gonna move this bucket out of the way real quick. I'm just gonna break this loose just a tiny bit. Of course, this is tight from the factory. Never changed oil before. And this, so it's obviously gonna be kind of hard to break it loose. Okay, so now that's broken loose. Get that over, just like that. Okay. Either one. Alrighty, I just broke the bolt loose just a little bit. Loosen it up just a little bit. Get the bucket in place. Loosen. It's gonna be a lot of oil because it's 9.5 quarts. There we go. Alrighty, there's the bolt, drain bolt. Don't want to get any dirt or anything on this. Alrighty, looking at the oil, it doesn't even look too bad, to be honest. I expected it to be worse. Alrighty, next. Alrighty, well, we got it going. 2 DeWalt gloves and an oil filter wrench. Okay, so I just cracked it loose in there. Now I can spin it. Try not to make a big mess, but that's not true. That's never gonna happen. You're always gonna make a big mess. There goes oil. I'm definitely gonna drop this whole thing. I'll probably just drop it in the bucket for now to make it a little easier. Okay. Didn't expect it to be that heavy. But that's good, it's out. Alrighty, now I'm gonna clean my hands up and we'll move and drain that other drain bolt. Oh, shit. Alright, so the oil, the pan plug is just down to a tiny little drizzle. I'm just gonna wipe that right there and put this bolt back in. And not drop it in the bucket. Okay, that's back on. Hands are full of oil again. Okay. I'll wait for the rest of this to drip down, and I'll snug that up. Come on. Okay. It's still dripping a tiny bit. That's all right though. Alrighty, so we did have an emergency. The 5-gallon bucket started leaking, so we had to rush that out. Luckily, most of it, like 98% of it, drained out. So now I'm just gonna tighten this drain bolt back down real quick. There's a torque spec. I want to say it's around 30-ish. Don't take my word for it though. Somewhere around there. Basically, just use your common sense. Don't get it really tight. Don't get it like too loose. So I think that's about good right there. So now I'm gonna take the filter. 1447082M2. New oil filter. I'm gonna get some oil from there, and I'm gonna put it around this O-ring so it doesn't rip when you try to put it on. Just lubricate the O-ring. And then I'm gonna get this on. And then you should do the spin test. If you can spin it and it spins freely, that means you have not cross-threaded it. So most people, you want to get it about 1 hand tight. I'm gonna get 2 hand tight since I'm not the strongest. So bam, just like that. So basically, get about 1 hand tight, as tight as you can on 1 hand. So that's the size I can get it on 2 hands. That should be good, or if not, a little over good. Now I'm gonna go to the other side and drain the other bolt. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna break this second one loose, and you might be wondering why I'm using the same bucket. The crack is like 6 inches up, so I don't think there's gonna be that much oil coming out, but we shall see. Alrighty, so I just loosened it. Let's see if I can do this one-handed and without dropping the drain bolt in the bucket. This isn't gonna work. Yeah, see, there's not even that much coming out. So yeah, there's the bolt right there. Set that down. So we'll wait for that to drain. So something you want to do with all the bolts. I already brought this one over to the bench and examined it. Basically, you want to examine it for any metal because that's a magnet right there on the end. So basically, anything that's catching, rubbing, it'll deposit that metal and it'll go down the oil pan and it'll come on here. If you have no metal on here, that's really good. Alrighty, so I just pulled this away. There's not very much oil. Dang, that is close. Because like when I turned the wheel, I probably shouldn't have. I couldn't get it in there. But yeah, so bam, take this, put this in the oil bucket, and then we'll get a 55-gallon drum for this. But for now, this is what we're gonna be using. Of course, this isn't just a tractor oil. This is oil for about a year or so now, old oil and stuff. Also, a few tips for old oil. You can use it as cutting fluid for like drill presses. You can cut trailer decks. You can oil things up. You can basically do anything. There's a lot of uses for old oil. And after you do everything, go back, snug them down one more time, make sure everything's right, make sure the oil filter's right also. So that's what I'm gonna do. Basically just a check, just in case. Because I mean, you might as well check. It doesn't hurt anything to check. That's tight. Set the camera down. That's tight, that's good. And I'll go over to the other side, which I probably should not have turned the wheel. Well, I don't know, it helped with that. And I mean, you can't start the tractor and turn it back because there's no oil in it after the drain. So, I'm gonna crawl under here real quick and make sure that one's checked. Now for pouring the oil, it's gonna be really hard because this is not much slope on it. So you're gonna have to hold it right there, pour it in as best as you can. Or if you have like a really long funnel, but I don't have one that's a funnel that's that long. Alright, so what I ended up doing, I just got that funnel right there, and I'm just standing right here, and I'm pouring them in. Alrighty, so I just got finished filling all the oil up. So now I'm just gonna pull the funnel out and put the cap back on. And now what you wanna do, you wanna idle the tractor for a few minutes and make sure nothing's leaking, stuff like that. Alrighty. Put the, it's kind of hard to see, key back in. Make sure that's down, okay. Good to go. We're gonna crank her up. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, also check it at the dipstick right there before you crank it up. I just made a big mistake. Remember when I took that oil filter off and put it in the bucket? I dumped the bucket of oil in here, and turns out I dumped the oil filter with it. So I'll take that out when we transfer it to the 55-gallon drum. So it runs, idles okay, oil level is good, stuff like that. We got good oil pressure on the dash. So yeah, that's how you change the oil in all of the Massey 2600H models with the Simpson diesel in them. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching.